excitement is so real, though. The excitement is so real.
No,
hey, y'all, here's another episode of Bonafide Her podcast featuring the one and only Savannah
Breitwiser, yes.
Did I say it right?
Breitwiser. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's okay. I've gotten every form. You were pretty close, though.
I was like, I should have asked that earlier before I clicked the live, but you know what? I always say my podcast is raw and real, so
exactly. Keeping it 100 all the time. Yup, love it.
All the time. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling good. I'm so excited to be here. It's sunny out. I mean, I can't complain.
Girl, the hair is slaying. Your hair is slaying all day.
Thank you. Thank you. Just did a little blonding.
Damn.
Yeah.
So let's get it started. So, Savannah, can you tell us how you got to where you are in your sports journey?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, just ever since middle school, even elementary school, I started off playing basketball in elementary school, loved basketball. And then in middle school, I pretty much did everything. I did track, I did cross country, I did theater, choir, basketball, volleyball, diving, like cheerleading, like literally everything you could think of. I just like love sports. Like any sport you put me in, I'm going to be happy to be there. And so I did track in middle school, and I did like literally every event. I did hurdles, like running, and then I just did like shot put for fun. And I was pretty good at it. But never did I think it would bring me here, right? So I did in middle school, and then I went to the like county meet and all that and whatever. And so then when I went to high school, my freshman year was COVID. And so I played volleyball and basketball, varsity basketball my freshman year. And then after that, spring season was canceled due to COVID. And so I always told myself, I told everyone that when I got to high school, I was quitting track and I was going to play lacrosse. And I was 100% confident in doing lacrosse. I really wanted to play it. Like, I love lacrosse. I think it's so interesting and like cool. But at my high school, I'm like super, super, super blessed. We're all super blessed to have literally one of the best throwing coaches in Michigan. And so he set up a meeting with me, and he was like, I want you to throw. You're really good. I'm going to take you far. And I was really opposed to the idea. I just wanted to play lacrosse. Like, I just did. But yeah, he convinced me to do it, and I did it. So my sophomore year, it was pretty good. I really struggled mentally. I'm used to team sports, so track is a little different. It's very individualized, like all the pressure's on you to perform well. And so I really struggled with that. I failed in a lot of ways at big meets, and unfortunately didn't go to the state meet. But then my junior year, I really spent all year focusing on my mental well-being and just really figuring out how to calm myself down and calm my nerves down when I'm performing. And so I did that. I went all state my junior year in discus, and then my senior year, I started, my junior year summer, I guess, going into senior year, started to get the recruitment. And I always just wanted to go to Michigan State. Both my aunts went there. It was a dream school for me, regardless of athletics. But I think, every kid's little dream is to go D1, and that's what I wanted to do. And so I got the offer, and if it wasn't for my mom, I probably would have accepted it on the spot. But I took the time to, look at other places, and, I chose Michigan State, and I was state runner-up for shot put my senior year, all state, my senior year for discus as well. And yeah, that's how I got here.
So what were the other options besides, like, you said Michigan State was your dream school, like, especially you have family ties. What were the other ones that kind of like almost like kind of won your heart too?
Yeah, so my really, really close runner-up was Grand Valley. I love Grand Valley. They have a phenomenal program going there. yeah, their throwers are really good and they're super friendly. And I really liked the family aspect of it. And so for me, it kind of came down to deciding, I guess, like where I wanted to go for school as opposed to just track. And like if Michigan State was the school and Grand Valley was the track team and they were combined, like that would be my perfect like ideal scenario. But yeah, so Grand Valley top contender. Those are really the main two schools I even gave the time of day to because I just what
Ooh.
just happened? Oh, there we go. um, LOL. I opened the AirPods case and I don't know, it like messed it up. But yeah, they're really the only schools that I put my time into. I had offers from like Bowling Green and Eastern, Western, like those type schools, but I really just loved Grand Valley and Michigan State, but ultimately go green, you know?
Girl, I told you this is raw and real podcast, so there's stuff like that happens. I'm like, I'm here for it. Hey,
Hey, yeah, keeping it real all the time. I love it. That's literally me.
girl, because I remember there was one girl. She was taught. I remember when she was explaining, her phone went off during the thing. Like I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's what makes it makes everything just beautiful. Like
Exactly. No, yeah, 100%. I feel like that's like social media nowadays. Everything's so fake. We need realness and rawness, and that's what I like attracted me about your podcast too. I just love it. I love it. Hmm.
I just feel so honored just because it's like, because speaking of which, because here's the thing, a lot of people like, there is a difference between social media you versus the raw real you. Like the raw
100.
real you, like, and we definitely got to talk about this, especially so like for student athletes, like, and your content is so amazing. Shout out to you. So
Yeah.
like my question is how do you when you create the content, how do you approach it where people can see that you are more than an athlete?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's really hard, like you said, in the world of social media. I really do my best to keep it real. Um, so yeah, I would say for me, I like to, so my kind of like niche, I guess, is like really like relatable athlete content, specifically throwers, but sometimes like just general like athletes. And if you go on my page, there's like a video of me like throwing the shot put into a chair and it got like 8 million views and people were like arguing in the comments and they were like, oh, she could have killed someone. She doesn't care about this sport, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, that for me was like a really real post. Like, it was funny. Like, I don't do well every day. Like, I'm not the perfect thrower. I redshirted last year. I didn't even compete. I have so much to learn. And so I think for me, keeping it real is just like reminding people that like I'm not perfect all the time. Like, and I feel like there's that persona of that as an athlete, as a D1 athlete, everyone wants to get there. And for me, it's just like, I'm not perfect. Like, like, and I posted a few videos about like recruiting because people were asking me in the comments are like, what did you throw to go D1? And I'm like, first of all, there's no specific number. When I was actually literally recruited, my numbers were not that high at all. But coaches look for like potential in you. And I try to portray that message to my followers a lot. And just like being real, like finding love for the sport is so much more important than just trying to hit a certain mark. And so, yeah, sorry, that was a long answer to your question,
Oh,
but
girl, look, I will say the floor is yours.
no,
I've
yeah,
been like in tune to all the answers. I'm like, I'm here for it.
yeah, no, yeah. So that's, I guess, for me.
Because my thing is like, and I know how big when it comes, and you mentioned how big mental health is, especially in your.
Yeah,
So, because a lot of the people don't understand, like student athletes, I always say this: student athletes before they were student athletes, they were humans.
yep,
Humans, we have emotions. everything. So my question is to you is how important is mental health to you as a student athlete, but and then also how what does a safe space look like to you as both, human and a student athlete?
Yeah, 100%. I've done a lot with my mental health, for personal and athletic reasons, right? So I'm actively in therapy. And we actually have sports psychologists. And that's one like really safe space for me is being able to have that and utilize it. Because it's just like so crazy how your performance can be affected by your mental health. And this year was really, really hard for me. I didn't do well in school, and it was just a lot. I'm going from high school to being a D1 athlete. And so for me, mental health is so important. And I think it's even more important because I'm in track and field and I'm in that individual sport, and all the pressure just like goes on me, right? And so, yeah, I would say a safe space for me is definitely like sports psychologists and like therapy and like all of that type stuff. Because it's just so like you can't overlook it, and especially in sports. I mean, there's been so many instances where people's mental health has like ruined them, and I wouldn't ever want that to happen to me. Or anyone else, and I try to also portray that to my followers, like I'm always here. I'm not the creator that you're going to DM me and you're never going to hear from me again. I have hundreds of DMs for every single reason, and I'm always there. Like I'm always there. I'm human. I've been there. I've been a high school athlete. I know what it's like. So yeah, to make a long answer short, it's really important to me, and I find my safe space, in getting outside help, because I can't do it all myself. No one can.
Oh yeah, and we were just in, first of all, I know, like, I mean, I'm just learning more about track and field, and honestly, just hearing like the throwing aspect, I'm like, I'm in more into learning more about the throwing aspects. 'Cause it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, like people don't understand, like, you know, and like I said, shout out to you, Jocelyn, Maddie, and
No.
Riley for showing what it means to be strong and be beautiful like this, especially
Yeah.
with all having the content. What is that like to be for you guys, for like being the throwers that you guys, with the events y'all have, what's it like to set your own, being your own beautiful, and also be okay to be strong and beautiful in the sport?
100%. Yeah. So it's actually funny that we are talking about this. I had a huge issue with getting big. Huge issue. I told um, my coach I don't want to get big multiple times, and he was like, Savannah, you don't have to get big. And I think there's a common misconception with throwing that you have to be, or that you are, I guess, big as in like obese as opposed to being big and strong and capable. And so, yeah, for me, I really struggled with that. I didn't want to get big. I didn't want to be perceived as that. I just wanted to be like the average, like skinny girl on social media, right? But that's just not reality. Um, and I really loved, there was a rugby player, I think her name's Leona.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love her. And she just posted, she's like, look at the Olympics. Every single body type is in the Olympics. And I was like, yes. And someone commented on my page and they were like, you need to lose weight or something. You're fat. And I was like, first of all, not at all. Like, let's be real. Like, I'm just not. And then second of all, like, I hate to see that ever, and that anyone has to see that, because like being strong is it's so beautiful. It's such like, I don't even know, like it's so empowering to me. Like I can literally do anything. I can lift more than a lot, and it's like instead of thinking like, oh, I'm like so big, like think about all that you can do. Like think about every single thing that your body is capable of doing because of the strength that you have that other people don't. And you worked hard to get there, and I worked so hard. I was really tiny, like at first, and I worked so hard to get where I am, and I'm nowhere near done yet, but I put so much work into being strong and beautiful. And I think that you know, every body type is different. There was a girl on my team when I was in high school. We had completely polar different like body types. There's just like a certain body type you're given when you're born, you know? And so I think it's hard for a lot of people to kind of accept that. And I really try to make my page a safe space for every single body type, because your body type can do so many things. Like, being strong is not ugly. It's not like you're not fat, you're not obese because you're strong. You're strong and you can do amazing things with that. So yeah, I definitely have had to learn that, and I try to Peyton, no, baby, I'm on a podcast right now, okay? So can you not play that? Sorry. Just sit, babe, sit in the living room, okay? Sorry, she came for her YouTube video.
It's okay.
Yeah, I had to learn that, and I try to portray that to my followers as well.
Yeah, because my thing is like, first of all, I already said I remember having to deal with like a couple people on like a TikTok live, how they would like, I work, so of course I'm gonna eat while I'm working, and I'm
Yeah.
communicating with y'all. So they're like, "Why you always eat?" First of all, I
I'm
work,
human.
and and doing podcasting and graphic designing. I don't got time to get a chance to communicate. So it's like giving my time and chance to communicate with y'all and eating. So, but I gotta
Yeah.
munch on something. But and secondly, I already know I'm not fit to be. I feel like in weight, I'm not going to be a single digit pant size. I already know I'm not gonna be that. That's not what my body size is called to be. I'm probably going to be curvy for the rest of my life, and that is fine with me. That is
Yep.
fine with me, because at the end of the day, that a lot of people don't understand that women, our bodies, like, we get the most consistent critics and critiques of our body size the most when it comes
Yes.
to sports. So whether it's like even in social media, because you have to look a certain size or a certain way to be considered, hey, she gonna get the pretty privilege, or she has to have a certain size or certain look to be considered, hey, she can be marketable. And it's like every
Yeah.
body size is marketable. It's who you
Hmm.
it's who you got to be connected with, or who's
Yeah.
actually going to be relatable to you.
Yeah, I would totally agree. And I think it's like people will say, like, oh, you don't look like an athlete. Why? Why, like, what does an athlete look like? You know, like, I don't know if you're there, just like expect like a bodybuilder like build on every athlete. It's like, it's so unrealistic. Most people are like mid-size, like size like 6 to 12. That's like average like size. And people are like, if you're not like a 00 extra 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 small, like you're not, like, your body type isn't like beautiful. And it's just such a false narrative. And especially with social media, I like love watching mukbangs. And so there's like so many like creators, and they'll post like a what I eat in a day. And it's like a granola bar, a salad, a piece of chicken. That's so unrealistic. Like, I ate that for lunch. Like, that was one out of like 4 meals, you know? Like, and it's like so hard to like see that, because I just know like little girls see that, and like they're like, oh, am I eating too much? No, like, you're not at all. Like, 3 meals a day, like stacking protein, like, and it's just such an unrealistic standard that I really like want to work towards breaking. And even I, like, sometimes I'm like nervous to post, like, and not even like, I like will sometimes do like, oh, make breakfast with me, or like make dinner, and I'm like nervous. People will be like, "Oh, she's big." Like no, I'm just like regular, like, but that's the standard. And it's just so frustrating to see, and I like love that I'm able to build a platform to like change that, but it's so sad to see like on social media, like, babe, we're just normal size, like, you know?
We're just curvy. We just as what's it
Like,
called? As
slim thick, come on.
we thick,
Mhm.
thick. I'm
Exactly.
thick. I know I'm thick. Curry thick.
Exactly. Exactly.
Blessed. Blessed.
Exactly.
So my question is, you know, with you being in the thrower community, and we talked about this before we go on live, we got on live. How amazing is the community where y'all are able to, form, relations, community, as well as, even though y'all may be on a different team, but be able to like
Yeah.
build connections.
Yeah. So I think throwing is so unique. It's a really small event, like it's not as like it's not put on TV, like like so to find you have to really find your community, and when you do, like you stick to it. Like even like the throwers that I threw with in high school, like I still talk to them because just like the throwing community is so different than any other like community, I guess. Like yes, I'm on the track and field team, but I'm like a thrower, and that's like my group. And so when I find like people like Jocelyn or Riley, like it's important to me to like value that and even like show that on my social media. Like throwing's a thing, girl. Like there's other throwers out there. Like it's not just you. And I feel like it's sometimes hard to like be in a sport like throwing where it's like just it's really small. It just is, and like that's how it is. And so when you find people in the community, it's so important because we just all like get it. I don't know even how to explain it, but we all just like understand. And so yeah, for me it's super important. I like find throwers all the time on social media and like want to become friends with them and just like become friends with them because we all get it. We're all in the same boat, and it's important to have people that understand what you're going through, understand what you do, understand, the backlash you're going to get and the body image issues. Riley posts about it a lot. So does Jocelyn, like the body image issues. And like when you find other people like that, like you just want to stick with them. So yeah.
Iron sharpens iron.
Exactly. No, yeah. And it's like almost like you have your own like team. Like I don't know, like it's since track is like individual, like you have like your other throwers on the team obviously, and you have like that team, but it's just like you're almost like creating your own team outside of that. Like, and I feel like it's super cool with even throwers. Like I'll be at track meets and just be like chatting it up with the other team, and I would never do that in basketball. You wouldn't catch me dead talking to the opponent in basketball or something. But it's just so different. It's just like a different vibe. It's a different community. Like everyone like we're in this together, and like I love that about throwing, and I love it about track. Like track meets are so fun. Like you just talk to everyone, and like they're just awesome. Yeah, I love it.
So, like, also, Michigan State is a huge, you know, power school known
Yeah.
for their, big sports like basketball and football. Do you hope to see, like, say, the track and field be as big and supportive in that field, just like folks support their basketball and football? Do you hope to see that same support as well for the track?
100%. It's so frustrating, you know, um, to see even like track isn't even as broadcast just in general outside of state, but like, there's no one at our track meets. Like no one's coming to a track meet, and like I would love to see that, like 100%. I think it's so important. And we have a great track team at Michigan State. We just sent one of our decathletes to the Olympics. And so he's there right now. And I saw like Barstool MSU, they were like posting about him. And I'm like, no one at MSU even knows who this guy is. And he's going to the Olympics. Like, that's insane. And so I think even that was like kind of just a start, like, oh wait, we have a good track team at state. Like maybe I should kind of follow up, and like I would just love to see, yeah, a community of support for every sport. I mean, there's even like golf and like tennis and like stuff like that. Just like every sport like needs like more recognition, like everyone's just caring about football and basketball, but like there's other athletes and there's other sports out there that are really awesome, and there's people doing such amazing things out there.
Oh yeah, it's like because when people think about sports, it's like it's usually those like the male dominant ones, and it's like, well, we have women's sports, so women's sports is just as amazing as it is. Speaking of women's sports, what's it like to see the viewership of women's sports continue to rise, especially with like brand deals that people are finally saying, hey, they're buying the stuff because they see the female athlete or their favorite female athlete on being with a brand deal.
Yeah, so amazing. I mean, I've been in sports forever, and it's been really hard to, be an athlete, and women are just always put on the back burner. Like, I remember in high school, we would do Fridays where boys and girls would play basketball on the same day at the same place. And so girls would go first at like, what, 5 p.m. or something, and then guys would go at 7. And there would be no one at the girls' games. No one. There's no student section, nothing. And then everyone would come for the guys' games. And so even within my own school district, I know my mom was really upset about it, and she was like, why can't the girls go later? Like, why can't the girls go at 7 and have a student section and have the support? And it's like, just like, it's so hard. It's so hard, and it's so amazing to see like the rise and growth that women's sports have had. And there's so many amazing like female athletes. Like, there's so many. And I think of like Caitlin Clark. Like, she brings in thousands, hundreds of thousands of like viewers to watch women's basketball. And it's so like great to see. And I like totally look forward to seeing that in the not only the track community, but just in like female athletics in general. It's just so important that we have, a community of people supporting us, and not the like creepy old guys supporting us. The actual like actual like people that like care, because women's sports are so amazing, and they're so important and so valuable. And they're just not recognized enough. And it's really unfortunate. But anyways, yes, I'm so excited to see the growth, and I can't wait to see it grow more throughout the years. I love it.
Yes, because oh gosh, I know about those creepy old men to be like,
Oh
yeah,
gosh,
come on.
my DM,
Like,
it's so bad.
so my speaking of women's sports, how important is representation when it comes to women's sports, especially like say they may be someone that may look up to you or look up to, need someone that's relatable.
Yeah. I think it's so important, like, I have my athletes that I look up to, and to even be that for any of, my followers is just like so awesome. I can't even describe it. It's just such an amazing feeling. And I think it just like even brings me to like the whole like body type thing, and it's so important to have people that you can look up to, that look like you, are doing the same thing as you, that are on the same path as you. um and for me, it's like Valerie Allman. She's an Olympian, at the Olympics right now for discus. And I mean, since day one, my inspiration. She's so strong, and I'm like, that's just so awesome. Like, you just don't see it nowadays, like, especially like being represented like that. And I'm so happy she can be the face of like throwing, for us to look up to. But yeah, it's so important to have representation, and have someone to look up to. I have the people I look up to, and the fact that I can be that for other people is just an indescribable feeling. It makes me feel so good, and I love, getting my messages from my followers. I actually just got one, a girl. She's a javelin thrower. She's committed to Tennessee, and she DM'd me, and she was like, I like started posting because of you. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, I want everyone to do that. Like, it's just like, it's so like fulfilling. That's a good word. Fulfilling to me, to like be able to like come full circle. Like, this girl is literally starting up her social media and posting throwing videos because of me, because I, started posting throwing videos. So it's awesome. I love it.
Oh,
No, like literally me. Like, she was so cute, and she's so good too. Like, going to Tennessee for javelin. Like, okay.
it's like that. It's like a proud mother moment. Like,
No, literally me. Oh my gosh, I do some little like coaching on the side, and I coach this girl, and she was going to the Oakland County meet, and she DM'd me, and she was like, I PR'd, and I literally think I almost shed a tear. Like, she's like, I threw a PR. Like, I was like, yes. Like, I'm like, so I'm literally like a mom. Like, when I see my like followers like post like anything good, like, or like they threw a PR, I'm always like, yes, girl, like you go. I'm so excited for you. Like, and I think that's just the community you need, you know, like, and I like would receive the same hype if I posted on my page, you know, my followers would have my back and I want to have their back just the same.
Mm, I'm here
Exactly.
for it.
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
here.
community.
Yes, because I'm like, is that it? I felt that. So my question is, speaking of like, especially how you said creating content, you saw like somebody be inspired by you creating
Yeah.
content. Like, how impactful has the NIL been for you, especially with all the how they rely on content creation as well as like partnerships? How impactful has the NIL been to you, and do you hope that it could? Do you hope it extends it to where throwers are also included in NIL deals?
100%. NIL has absolutely changed my life. There is an NIL director. I don't know his exact title. His name's Darian, and he started up essentially what was like an NIL club for athletes. So there was like maybe like 20 of us, and we really learned about how to brand ourselves and how to market ourselves. Sam Green, she does it best. You know, athlete, not everyone can be an athlete and a content creator. And so it's really hard, but I've learned so much. I've been given so many opportunities. And I'm super excited to, you know, be able to represent throwing. So I got an NIL deal going currently with Enjoy Small Wins, which is Jason Tatum, the NBA player's brand. Yeah. And so I'm so excited to represent throwing through my content for that. And not only that, but represent a really cool brand that I really align with. It's like healthy, low calorie, like gummies, like kind of like Sour Patch Kids, but they are so good, girl. But anyways, yeah, I'm so excited to be able to represent throwing in that. And yeah, NIL's changed my life, you know, like the brand deals are awesome. Um, and I was able to make a good income without because I'm not able to work. And so it's also super beneficial in that way, you know, like we as athletes can't have a job, you know, we can't make like the side money that everyone else is making. And so I'm so happy that not a platform, I guess, but that NIL was given to us to be able to, you know, do that and, you know, work hard and make, you know, an earning off of our hard work, you know? And so I'm so excited to see NIL grow. I would tell anyone, any athlete out there to get into NIL in the world of content creation because it's just so awesome. And it brings so many opportunities. I've met so many people and gotten opportunities to work with my favorite brands. And so, yeah, it's changed my life. It's been great for me. I love it. I can't wait for it to expand even more.
Yes, because girl, when you said enjoy small wins, I was like, is that the? And then you mentioned, I was like, oh my god, I wanted to try those gummies so much,
No,
and I'm a Celtics fan, so I was like,
yeah, I have a discount code. You can use it, but they're so good. I literally got my mom them for Mother's Day because she loved them so much. Like that's one of the brands. Like sometimes I'll work with brands because they're paying me and like they're a cool product. So like this one I would tell anyone like go get it. It's so good and it's healthy. So like it's like one of those things that's great for people who are working out, be athletes. Anyone. Period. You should be putting good stuff into your body, right? So yeah, super good. You should definitely try it out. Like I love it. They're so yummy.
and they're vegan, so I'm
Little
like,
plug.
yes, it's like I'm here for it.
Yep.
So
Yep. They're vegan too. So good. Love
it's just
it.
speak, and when it comes to NIL deals for you, like how important is setting boundaries to where like you only work with specific ones, especially if they kind of align with what you are looking for as well as your morals.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super important to me. Let me see how to say this. When I first started, I kind of just did anything and everything, you know. I wanted the free stuff and sometimes money, so I would endorse, you know, the brand and post about it. But yeah, as I've kind of grown in the NIL world, I've definitely kind of cut down and looking for brands that I am really passionate about. Because if you're not passionate about it, you know, you're not even going to be completing your job. You're trying to get people to buy it. And so if you don't like it, or you're not, like, you know, in line with the company you're working with, like, people see that, you know, they don't. So it's really important to me to, you know, keep it real. And, you know, work with companies that I really do love and I really do want other people to see. Because there's some products like Enjoy Small Wins that I'm like, you actually have to buy it. Like, this is not even like an ad from me, heart to heart, like, you should buy it. And so it's important to me to be able to, again, even just keeping it real, you know, like, I don't want to get out there and lie and be like, oh, I love this product when I literally don't. And so, yeah, it's been fun for me to learn about it and what brands I should, you know, work with and what I shouldn't do. So it's been a journey, you know. I didn't always tell people no. I guess, let me put it that way. I didn't always tell brands no, and now I am. And I'm just like, sorry, like, you know, I don't want to work with you because of XYZ. I either don't like it, or, you know, the brand is just not something I like align with, I guess I would say. So yeah, it's really important to me, especially on like the morals end. Like, I would never want to endorse a company that doesn't align with my morals. So it's been a fun journey learning about it and getting so many opportunities. But yeah, that's super important to me for sure.
Yeah, because you know, folks will just take anything. I'm like, but are you going to use it? What type of is it going to be a benefit factor for you, or is it you're just doing it so you could get the free stuff and then all of a sudden you're not going to use it anymore? Like if that's the case,
Right.
then just like,
There's
mm-mm.
just no point. Like, and I the other day I got this like workout set, or it's like leggings, like a bra, and like a bunch of stuff they sent to me, and I'm like, I love it. Like, that's something I'm gonna use. But then there's also been times where a company sends me something and like I just don't use it, and I probably should have said no. But, you know, I wanted to help them out, or like if it's a small company, like, I feel bad, like, but, you know, like, I still gotta stay true to myself, and you know, so yeah.
Girl, I mean, it's like and then sometimes you be like, I may not use it. I mean, I'll help you promote it, but then it's like I may not use it, but I'll give it to someone that may have it. They may
Right.
do and I do. So it's like,
No, yeah, 100%. Like, there was one company that reached out to me, and it was like, I don't even know what it was. It was like men's like bracelets, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna use it, but like, I do have like a boyfriend and like my dad. Like, I guess I could, you know, kind of promote that. But then I ultimately was like, no, like, my fan base, like, well, my followers are actually majority male, but I would say my fans are generally females, and I love, like, I promote a lot of stuff for female athletes, and I was like, why would I promote a product that's for dudes? Like, come on. It would be cool to get a free thing for like my dad or something, or like boyfriend, but I had to, you know, turn it down. So this is stuff like that where I'm like, I don't need it, you know. It's cool, but not for me. Yeah.
it's totally understandable. I always say you gotta do what's best for you. You gotta do what's best for you.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
So my question is, if you had to describe your journey either in 5 words or a sentence, what would it be?
Mm. 5 words or a sentence? Let me think here. Okay. For my sentence, I'm gonna do a sentence. I would say really hard, really rewarding, really fun. That's definitely for me, because it's so hard. It's such hard work being an athlete, and a student athlete at that, you know. Um, but then at the same time, with all that hard work comes the reward, and that's the best feeling I could ever have. And I love, you know, getting rewarded for my hard work. And then, yeah, just so fun. I've been so rewarded with every opportunity I've been given as a student athlete. I could have never imagined that after my freshman year, I would be where I'm at. I mean, I've literally always wanted to be like TikTok famous or social media famous. So like this is like a little like dream for me. Like I'm nowhere near famous, but you know, I have a little community of people that I love so much, and it's like for me, I love it. It's so fun. So yeah, that's my sentence. Definitely kind of sums it up for me.
Woo! Girl, where is my fan? I'm gonna use this as my. Oh, there it is. Yes, my little fan of facts. I'm here for
Uh-huh.
that. Yes,
Uh-huh.
like it's like little Savannah would be so proud of you.
No, actually, like I wish I could talk to her because she'd be so excited. Like, girl, you're doing Instagram and you're a D1 athlete. Come on, that's like, I'm sure I have that written down in a notebook somewhere.
It's like an air high five on that.
No, like literally, if you could see like the old videos of myself, like of me trying to be famous, it's insane. But yeah, I'm so happy to be here. I love it.
It's like I love it here.
No, literally, like just keep me here. I love it.
So I always ask my guests this question, and so Bonafide means authentic, unique. So what makes Savannah Breitwiser?
Yes.
Say right? Did I say right?
Yes.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Yes. Okay. So what makes Savannah Breitwiser Bonafide, and what makes your story stand out?
Mm. Mm. I think for me, it would just definitely be all of the hardships that I've experienced. And I don't share that side of me. But I've gone through a lot, a lot, oh my gosh, in my life. And I think that that's what makes me kind of so real and relatable. And even though I don't necessarily tell everyone, you know, here's my trauma dump, you know, I think it's just something that comes with like experiencing that just gives you a realness and like an authenticity that other people may not have. And so, and it also just like makes me who I am. Like that's what made me who I am. So I'm even like so grateful. But yeah, for me, I would definitely just say like all the trials and hardships and trauma that I had to go through, um, and getting out of that and being able to be in the position I am now. I couldn't have asked for a better, you know, what I don't know where a better thing to come, I guess, at the like end of like just a really hard growing up and doing it on my own, you know? And so it's been awesome for me, but I would say that's what would make me bona fide, just, you know, my realness. I've been through it. I've probably been through it all. Probably not, but, you know, I've been through a lot. So I think it makes me relatable and real. And it makes me, it gives me the ability to connect with people on a deeper level outside of just being an athlete. That people can look up to, you know, like I want to relate to you. I probably can. And yeah.
Oh, let me get my.
Yes. Yes.
Yes! I usually do that if I hear something so fabulous,
Uh-huh.
real.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like yes. It's like yes.
Yes. Yes, I love it.
So can you let the folks know how and where they can find the one and only Savannah Breitwiser and anything, and if you have any upcoming events happening for you?
Yeah. So my Instagram's right here. Savannah Breitwiser. Um, yeah, my TikTok, you can go ahead and give that a follow. I'm really trying to post on there more actively, but it's just Savannah Breit, which are the first four letters of my last name. Yeah, follow my Instagram, give me a DM, guys. Like I'll respond with anything, you know, you need, you know, outside of being an athlete, just being a human, you know. We all need that. We all need a community we can go to, and I want to be that for everyone. So follow the IG, follow the TikTok. I don't have much upcoming, but I'm competing this year, so you'll see me there. I'm so excited to compete this year. It's going to be awesome.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yes. It's like that. What's it called? TikTok sounds like number 44. Woo! 44.
Yes.
That's me.
That's me. Wait, now I want to use that sound and make a video.
Yes.
That's really me.
It's like I'm competing. Woo! That's me.
No, literally. Catch that on my Instagram in the next few days. Content idea from Ashley herself. Period.
I'm just saying, it's like, but you know.
No, yeah. That's gonna be like me at my first track meet when they're like Savannah Breitwiser. 44. Literally.
I'm here for it. Shout out to all the folks that have tuned in to episode 72 featuring the one and only Savannah Breitwiser. And big shout out to Savannah herself for sharing her story. Thank you guys so much. The live replay will be available on here after this. Thank you guys so much. Stay tuned. Thank you.